Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome to episode 40 of my Factorio 2.0 guide. So, in the last episode, we fixed some stuff. What are you waiting on? Did I mess something up again? Oh, okay. We're just a little behind on ore is all. Okay, so in the last episode, we beefed up our stuff, and I forget what else we did. We didn't get much done, I don't think. We corrected some issues. I'm gonna have to fix an issue with my blueprint at some point, but oops. Okay, we beefed this up a little bit. We could probably get rid of this. Like we don't need to have this beefed up anymore because we're gonna that's gonna just stay like that. Okay, so today we have all of this set up. So at the end of last episode, I decided, you know what, I need to just let this set itself up or continue on and let everything craft. And I was like, in the process, we're going to just go kill some biters. And I believe so I'm either, obviously I'm not editing any of the videos that I have until everything's complete. Once, like when we launch a rocket, at that point I will start editing videos and go from there. Man, this really, I did not move this over enough or whatever I did here. Whatever, it is what it is. So the plan moving forward is to do something with these, but also we kind of need to expand the train network. Like, well, it was such a time-consuming process to get this beefed up. So I think what I'm gonna do is I think we're gonna have this come down and come across here ish, because this is one what is this? 1, 2, 3, and then this would be section 4 if I could see the outline of the city block. So that's gonna come down through here somewhere. Let's just say through here, and we're gonna connect it over here. I kind of think we're gonna do something similar over here, and we will have to clear more biters out this way. I still got more biters. Like, I'm gonna have to explore through here because you can't just let pollution just go into the water. Like, it does travel through the water faster because there's nothing to help it really dissipate. Like, there's no trees, the green ground helps dissipate it faster. So eventually I'm gonna have to like I'm gonna have to go around this lake. Same with this one, I'm gonna have to go around these lakes and just make sure that, you know, I have visibility through the lakes, so we don't get attacked by biters. Otherwise, like if there was a biter nest here and the pollution has pulled to like here, these will aggro and go around and attack us. So every single episode from now on, I'm going to try to upgrade some aspect of whatever it is we're doing. Oof, that's kind of crappy, but whatever. And we're eventually going to tap these. So let's do, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need this, and we can do any, you know what, because of the way our rails work, we can literally put any single or the half rail, the T rail, we can put the L rail in any direction to get this guy going. Yeah, so there's that. And we will, okay, so all of this room in here is going to be saved. And I think it's time. It is time. We have 4,000 bots ready to go. Let's cut this guy off. Ooh, and we got this. All right, so we can start here. So we're gonna start removing all of this. and get the bots letting the bots help disassemble the base. And we're doing this from remote view, so and I just want to cut a bunch of stuff off at the source. So we're gonna cut this off. We're gonna cut this off here. What else do we have coming through? We're gonna get rid of the stone. We're gonna get rid of all of this, but we need to cut the source off. And honestly, just deconstruction allows me to cut them off there. So we're gonna cut those off there, and like this patch, the copper patch over there, we can probably oh. Yeah, that's not gonna work there. That's not gonna work there. So, this is probably like the only place that I could put this, which means that this guy has to go bye-bye. But that's okay, because within the stack, I'm not gonna do it this episode. We're gonna wait until next episode. So, having this here, I could even just, do this. I will just have something coming off here, have the sulfuric acid be put into the train, and then have that reattached to the stacker that will end up collecting iron here. Yeah, that sounds good to me. But it's quite apparent that we are not collecting enough ore fast enough, so we really need to be able to have the ore completely fill up. Whoa. I do not need copper, I suppose. Sick. That's the beauty of this system that I have created is, let's just take steel, because steel is kind of the longest thing right now. So just we're gonna quickly go over this, and the goal for this episode, after starting placing these rails and starting to cut off the smelting area, we're gonna get purple science. Yes, we are gonna take purple science and stick it over here. We will do that before the end of the episode, so let's try to get through this. Where did it go? Where did steel go? So this is where we're asking for steel. We're asking for 40,000 steel, which is a lot of steel. Like, if you think about that converted into iron, that's 20,000 or 200,000 iron plates, because it takes 5 iron plates to make 1 steel. Train capacity here, so we're requesting in that amount. And because of this decider combinator here, if the train limit count is, if it's asking for more trains than incoming trains, if L is greater than C, output 1. So that means if we're short on materials ever, which is here, if we had no materials here, we're requesting 40,000, which is 2 trains worth, so L would be 2. I don't think that I can think of a situation. Maybe if... Are there any circumstances where this could stall? I think the only way that this could stall is if we did not have a belt balancer here, and we're going to do a lane balancer, because a lane balancer is going to be very important for that too. The lane balancer will help make sure that, these are all balanced, because these do not balance lanes. These only balance incoming to outgoing, right? So if this guy was the only one traveling, this one belt would get this split into 4, because this one belt will get split here. This side would get split here and then go under. This guy would get split here and go under, and then all 4 of those splits would then get split here and go through here. So you could have situations where, like, say only the left lane was missing, And that's where the lane balancers come into play. These guys here. These just help make sure that the materials are going through as evenly as possible. So we're going to put a lot of these down for every belt that we have. That's for every belt that we have coming out. And don't forget, we're going to have 8 of these be converted down into 6. Same here. 8 of these 4 and these 4 will be converted to 6. These 4 will be converted to 1. These 4 will be converted. We're gonna say 2. We don't need 2, but we're gonna maybe go ahead and toss that over there because we do have a second section for coal. We just haven't utilized it. We haven't used it. Like, I don't think we need it, but you know what? We've got it if it's, you know, it's available if we do need it. This guy is for sure going to be converted down into 1, and this is going to be converted down into 1. So we're going to have a single lane balancer for these, single lane balancer for these, 2 for these, 1 for this, 6 for this, and 6 for this. Right? And we are never going to do any lane balancing for these guys. We could technically say drop a lane balancer here for this row and drop a lane balancer up here for this row. I'm not that concerned with it. Like, if you've got a bunch of materials coming in, like, you're good to go. Okay, so we started the process for all of this, right? Yes, this is cut off. This was cut off, and we are just going to let this drop down, and then after this is starting to deplete and our stuff is starting to look empty, we are going to start the process of dismantling this. But oof, over here in the tank, right? Because I was killing biters, and I continue to kill biters. Like, I have a lot of that on film. I recorded a lot of that, but I did actually continue after. Like, I'm sorry, I was starving. I had to get something to eat. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stop recording, but I need to kill more biters because I stopped recording. I think I was out here somewhere, and really I kind of should have cleared out more here, and I should have gone down here more because we're going to be expanding this way before we start expanding this way. And then I located that iron patch that I knew was up here. So, and this one, the oil patch. Anyways, I kind of also think, so we didn't need so this section that's coming across here, I probably technically should have done it here, because then it would have not been matched up with this. No, I couldn't do it because it was going to be here. Whatever. Whatevs. Okay, so before we take off, I'm actually just gonna do this. So 1, 2, 3, and then it's gonna go this way. 1, 2. I don't need to count these out because it's literally just gonna come down where this one come down. So I didn't force in. Nope, that is not the one that I wanted. T is fine. So I did let them go down. I did not have them go this way at all. And same over here. This one just came down. So I did allow it to go down. We are going to have this maybe go down. To be honest, we won't even need it, but you know, we're allowing for that to happen. Once these get mined out, if these ever got mined out, we could also have like convert this into another smelting section, or you know, at some point have a smelting section here. I mean, it really just kind of depends. These will never go away, so we could have a smelting section here. That would not interfere with this, I don't think. Anyways, let's get some purple science. I love this build. I've only really made it once. The way that I'm making it now, because this was one of those builds where I was like, okay, I know how a bunch of different people make it, and I've seen a couple of different builds, and I'm like, I think I can do it better. So I have a build that, well, you'll see. Maybe someone has made it out there. I don't know. I try to be as unique as I can. There's some things, like, honestly, there's nothing that you can do to make this build any... Like, so many people make it look like this. It just happens to be that way. Whenever I started forcing myself to try to come up with something different, to be honest, I still made it this way. Military is relatively unique. I don't think I've seen anyone do it this way, where the concept was, since we have 10 of these high, I guess I probably maybe could have... I don't think I could have had a situation where... Yeah, maybe. I could have taken, let's say, all of this and put that up here instead, above the grenades. And then I would have just had to have this come in and merge here. This guy come in and merge. Well, he would have just come straight in. And then I still would have needed these two to be like here, and still would have needed a belt come out and room for stuff to go up over here. Whatever. We're gonna do purple. Purple! I don't think yellow science is one of those. Like, that one's gonna be pretty generic too. I don't know about this. I don't know if I've seen people do this before, or do it like this, but... Anyways, let's... we're not going to set these parameters like we normally do, because I know that we're going to be going behind the RoboPort, so I'm not too concerned. But I do want to do it within this, so we'll set that there. Let's get some of those, so we have our measuring stick. Whoops. I don't know off the top of my head what all we need, but let's just take a look. So, purple science, what does that look like? Purple science needs one one-ish rail per second, 0.03 electric furnace per second, and 0.03 productivity module rank 1 per second to give us 0.1 per second. So 0.1 per second. So if we base it off the other sciences, then we need 15 of these. So let's just do that. Let's just do 6, 9, 12, 15. See how that looks. I want this to be ghost as long as possible, because I think we're gonna need... we're gonna need... I need a whole belt of just... Okay, this is probably fine, because I think if we do the rails, we're gonna have rails being constructed over on this side, and then they can just drag in. The rails will... Whoops. Rails will do something like this. And then this feeds here. And let's see what productivity module needs. Okay, so this is the amount of science that we want to make. Now, how do we feed that? So we need 0.03 productivity modules per second. So 0.03 times 15 is 0.45. So that means we need 9 of these. To fill this. That doesn't seem that bad. This is probably not going to work, so if we put the productivity modules, let's say on one side. Productivity modules on one side. Let's say that they went, yeah, just like this. And then we would need electric furnaces to come down across, or come over at some point and merge onto this. What if No, 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 no. And then I need somewhere for the science. Wait a minute. Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. If these guys hopped on here... Really? I ran out of belts? And then they came across here at some point and then supplied this, then we don't need anything here. These guys could longhand inserter out. This would be our science line. Let's, I don't want to do the combinators yet. And then this would have to be, like, say this. Sure. Okay, so what do we need? What else do we need? We need electronic furnaces. I know that we need some rails we're probably going to do down here. An electric furnace we're going to not do down here. I like the idea of trying to squeeze it in. I don't think that matters though, because let's take a look at other stuff. Okay, so what do we need for this? We need electric furnace. We need steel. We need red circuits. And we need stone brick. We also need red circuits for these guys. We need green and red for this. I love how there's like nothing we have on the belt is coming at doing the purple. Okay, so how many do we need? We need 0.03 per second. We determined that 0.03, so that's 0.45. So if this is making 0.15, we need 3 of these, at least 3 of these. In my experience, it's probably better to get a little bit more. So let's just say that these 3 are gonna go to the top. Let's say maybe here for now. And the reason why I'm saying here and for now is because we need something coming in. Let's just use this as an indicator of something coming in so that these guys can bring in here and then out onto this belt. And then these guys would put something out. Whoops. Yeah, sure. Out and then have stuff come in. Something like that. These need 3 ingredients though, so this would have to be we need stone brick and steel. We have red here, so stone brick and steel is gonna have to come in over here like this, and that's probably gonna have to be a merge because we need some stuff to come in for... What do we need for rails? Rails needs stone, steel, sticks. So stone, steel, and iron sticks. So what do we need for iron sticks? Iron sticks, we need copper. And so this guy needs 1.5 iron stick per second. This one makes 3 per second. So this is kind of like a 1 to 2 ratio. So this guy is gonna supply 2 of these. Okay. Now how many of these do we need? So this is making 3 per second. With 15 of these, we're gonna need let's just call that, I mean, it's basically, we'll just call it 15, but it's like 16. 0.07 times 15 is, yeah, actually pretty darn close to 1 by itself. Let's just get exact. 1.07 times 15 is 16.05, so it's like just over 0.7 times 0.07 times 15 is 1.05 or whatever. So we need 6. We need at least 6 of these, and we would have had them in pairs anyway. So let's just do some measuring. These need to be higher because this is okay. See, this is what I meant. This has to be up. We're just gonna move that up here because we're not gonna use that much space. But it's gonna give us room to work for this guy. So we know we need 3 of these. We don't, maybe don't necessarily know how it's gonna look, but it's gonna be out here, say somewhere like that. I need iron coming in for this one. And we're going to separate these. I'm gonna have an opening here because we're gonna do something special. This will be like this. Will be iron sticks. Now the question, the real question is, if I'm doing this, can I actually get, oof. I am not gonna get away. Wait, maybe. Because the only thing, no. I'm gonna have to have something coming up at least like this. So this is gonna be stone. This is gonna be stone and okay, I'm not gonna be able to get underneath this, but if let's say I had this coming in, sure, then this is gonna be stone and steel, and then once we go up here to a certain point, steel, filter steel to the right, which means I need, so this is iron. So I need stone brick. Is this are those the only things that I need stone brick for? So let's just say that, oof. I think I need to move this over one. Yeah. Because I need at least another, I need 2, let me just show you. So let's ignore this one for a second. So you eventually make a ton of these, and if we're making 18 per second, then that's more than we have the capacity for one side of a belt. So if we have, say, this coming through, we can't just put them on like this, because the last one would be stalled and it would only fill up 1/2 of the belt. We also want to, sorry for the creaking of the chair, lots of creaking of the chair in these episodes, and I do apologize. I'm gonna play around with my sound after I'm done with recording all these. I had some major recording problems, audio problems, and previous testing, let's just say, and I wasn't able to get everything. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So if we put this out onto these, and actually this wasn't the one that I needed to split, I don't think. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Everything's gonna pile up on the outside here, and we don't have enough room for 18. So what we're gonna end up doing is, let me just, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna go ahead and move these out, because I know I'm gonna need room. I know I'm gonna need this coming through for stone brick, and then stone brick will meet up and then be in front of these guys here. Steel and stone brick will meet to go on this line. Yeah? Yes. Steel and stone brick, and then advanced circuits are coming from here. So this should be the final spot for this, and then we need stick. Okay, so how do we get this to output like this and have it fill up both sides of the belt? This is something that I struggled with for a bit, and this is where it was such an easy thing, and I just totally didn't even think about it. So let's just copy this, and I need a very specific amount of room. Actually, these can be together like that. That was perfectly fine. we're gonna need iron coming in. So the iron is just gonna go straight up through these and come off of these. So something like this. We're gonna use green inserters. We don't need to because it's really not. Nah, we're not gonna use green. Not necessary. That's gonna feed our sticks. The sticks will then go into the rails. Nah, I love this. This is gonna be great. We're gonna put splitters down so that it can basically feed both sides of the belt. We're gonna have these guys come down. Splitter, splitter. Now, it's normally, like if you were making a larger base, this is not a good idea. The bigger the base, the more difficult it is. This is also not gonna work. Sorry. I'm gonna need the iron to go under that, because then these are putting basically these are putting on the right side of all of these belts, but it's allowing it to put it on two belts at the same time. Like it'll alternate, one left, one right, one left, one right, and then they come down here and merge together like this, and then this guy goes underground, and that'll be an even distribution of rails. And then okay, turn me back on, bruh. So this will come up to here. This will be stone and iron, and then we have a splitter filter. Sorry, did I say iron? Steel. That this one here is stone brick. So stone brick will meet with steel, and then let's say 3-ish. We're gonna have something like this. Output, I like putting long-handed inserters on the outside. Sorry, right in the middle. And then leaving the blue inserters for like the building touching building. And then these will come up here. Boom. And I don't think we needed anything. I could technically, you know what? I could have done the exact same thing here. Oh my gosh, hold on. We don't need a full belt of stone brick. No. Yeah, we're making this one tighter. I don't need a full belt of stone brick. Oh my gosh, am I really gonna move all this over by one? Yes I am, because I'm that insane. And I still needed to go under. So this is gonna be stone brick and iron. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Yo, bots, help me out. Throw me a freaking bone. Alright, so once we get this removed, okay, so this is gonna be like this. Boom, boom. Yes. And then up here. Up here. So this is the only thing here. We're gonna filter stone brick to the left. And it's gonna meet steel here. Ah! I love it! Oh, what a great build. And then these have a 2 spacing. That. So we'll get the incoming first. And then these two are gonna output. That one's gonna output there. These two here, and this one here. And then they need steel. And then we're just... No! Alright. Steel and brick. And I think this might... So this is the last of the stone brick, the last of the stone brick, the last of the stone, and the last of the steel that we need. And we definitely don't need these. Maybe... What was... This is green circuits, and... all of these really are green circuits and red circuits. The rank 2 version is green circuits and... Sorry, red and blue, I think? Yes. So... Yeah, we don't really need the copper to come down either. We need copper for LDS. This is... We don't even need iron at this point anymore. No, wait. We need... LDS needs plastic. So the plastic is going to be ending at the LDS. LDS needs steel. Okay, that's what it is. So steel is going to still go down to here. But okay, so this is still the final resting point for steel. So all of these are just going to kind of going to be cut off. And then iron... this is the last place that it'll be used as well. Okay, so this is... Let me just make sure that we have this lined up. Sorry, I make sure that I have this lined up because this gets to be pretty confusing at times. We need stone. What are we at? 37 minutes. I need to hurry this up. Stone, steel. This is going to be iron plates. And stone brick. And stone brick. Let's go. And this is green circuits and red circuits. Did I miss anything? We needed stone, steel, stick. Stick needs iron. This guy needs steel, which we have, stone brick, which we have here, and red circuits. Red circuits are here. These guys need green circuits, red circuits. And that is our build. We need to refilter this. Steel is going to be on the right side. Like that. And these guys need inputs. Now let's just split them like this. Yo, and that's our build. Let's go. So let's just kind of piece all this together real quick. So output here. So we're just gonna put the outputs in the middle. No. Not the edge. Outputs in the middle. Thank you. And this is gonna go up to here. And then we're gonna whatever get that over to whatever get that over to one of these, which will be shared with yellow. So we're gonna have to save room or make sure that yellow can get on here too. So it's not a full belt, it's a half a belt, remember. You know what we can do? We can actually just make it so that if the... Okay, we're thinking too far ahead. Alright, I need to... These are going to go on the outside, so I need inputs here. Can I literally just run down? No, because I don't need at least one of them. Tell me you're tired without telling me you're tired? No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so we just skip every other. And one's gonna have just a lonely little buddy out here. We'll put him on this belt here. And then these guys need inputs over here. Nope, starting from the bottom because this is not an even amount. Input there. What? Input, and then the last guy, he's just gonna be hanging out there. Okay. Now, what do we need for this? This is already good. We have this concept, so we'll just boom, do that there. I literally did the same thing here. Okay, no. Nope. Red. Input, because that's that. Red in the middle. This was also an odd amount. So that. We're just kind of skipping every other one, and then this one will get one by itself. We're almost there. These are good. This was good. Oh my gosh, now we just need to hook it up and get some power in here. How are we gonna get some power in here? We need substations. It's okay to line them up like that. I feel like we're gonna need to stamp something down in the middle somewhere. So if I do... No, let's do that. Let's just see how this lines up. Oof. And then if I did some on the outside, we're gonna miss all the internal stuff. Yeah. So if let's just say that I forced one down. There? Is that going to interfere with anything? No. And then if I wanted to continue that, you know what? We'll just offset this a little bit. That's okay. All right. We'll just say everything has power. This is going in the right direction. Yay, we are getting through this. Okay. We need our last iron to come through here and mix with our last. Okay, this copper, or sorry, I can't believe this whole time, we're almost through this game and I'm still calling copper coal and coal copper for no reason other than the fact that they both start with a C. Yeah, so that can go because we don't need coal past military science. Yeah, military is the last point that we need that. So that can just go, which really makes this a lot easier because if we, let's just do this. Let's just, here. Having all this room just makes this so much easier. I don't think we needed this steel. So let's just say that this is gonna merge here. Steel is gonna merge there. Ooh, those two are good to go. We need... What was that? Iron plate and... Yo, this guy right here. So let's just do the same thing we just did. Go one up. So then the iron... I'm only doing that because I don't know where this is going to go. Iron's going to come up. You know what? We don't even need to look at the... We don't even need it to not look bad. We just need it to look decent, right? I don't even know why I'm adding these. We're not going to need them by this point. Right, were you right? And that is basically the end of that one. Blue is gonna come down here, so we're gonna leave that one. And the bots refilled me, yes. Bots can take that back and that. Sure, take all those back. Stone brick, don't need it. Okay, we're so close. We're almost done with this episode. What am I talking about this episode? We're almost done with this game. We're so close. Okay. I don't think we're gonna be able to work our magic here. We're gonna have to do some, yeah, see. That's okay. We're just gonna do it like here. We have nothing but space left. We don't have to make it look amazing. We just have to make it look like something happened that, you know, whatever. There we go. That should be. What? What? Oh, I just did that, didn't I? Yep. Oops. What was that? Stone, brick, and iron plate. And then this guy will also go up here-ish. Man, I could just punch that one all the way up. Alright, let's watch this come down. Bro. No. No, we're just gonna run it up. Who cares? Okay, let's see this work its magic. These are coming out evenly. This is awesome. I love this. They are going on half. Splitters are terrible for UPS. From what I've heard, from my understanding, they're bad for UPS. I've heard longhand inserters are bad for UPS too, and I'm not really sure why. But, like, bad for UPS doesn't mean you can't use them, so... There's our steel furnaces. Oh no. These guys are facing the wrong way. Easy. Fix that. See, always pay attention, always double check your work. You got steel going up to the steel furnaces. The steel furnaces are coming down. These guys are in action. Yes. Purple science, let's go. Man, 21-second craft time. That's nuts. There it is, our first purple science. Okay, now we just need to get it hooked up to the... Let's just say it's gonna go here and just see how far over this goes. We're not going to go through this. We need to hold off on doing something like that. But if we can get it on the outside of the belt, that would be great, because the yellow, wherever the yellow comes in, can just go straight up right into it. So let's we're just gonna do some funky stuff. How about that? And we just need to get it over there. So we need it on the outside. I don't know how much room we're gonna need, but let's just say that it's gonna come. Yeah, we're just gonna do some funkiness. Boom. That's gonna be on the outside. How is our Kovrex enrichment supply going? We are over 40. That means we can do the Kovrex soon. Okay, so now that that's heading towards this, we know that we have this set up, so it's going to go along the top side here. And then it's going to go under here and under here. and then split to here. So that should be fine. That's good. That's set up. All this is fine. Both sides have access. And finally, purple science. I feel like it's been so long since we've touched the science. What has it been like this is episode 40, which is 50 minutes long. Oh my gosh, we need to wrap this up. Last time we did a science was, I don't know, 24 maybe? Is that when we did military? I don't know. Anyways, let's get some science going. We're gonna need to reprocess these at some point, which just needs a centrifuge to take the depleted and turn it into the regular uranium. We're not learning any of the rank 3 productivity, speed, or efficiency modules. Research speed. Let's do research speed. That's always a good. Co-liquefaction. We're not going to be doing this one either because you get this later on as well. Train speed, yes. More train speed, yes. What? More train speed. Inserter capacity, yes. Inserter capacity, yes. These are like no-brainers. Oh my gosh, and they all require purple. That's it. Okay, so once we get through a lot of this, we are going to go through this, of course. We're going to get the explosive rockets, which we're not going to be making this. I personally just find the regular ones are just fine. The explosive ones they're good for the DLC. At a certain point, I'm not going to spoil when, but they are good at some point. Oh, the bot stuff. No. Let's just, how about we lose both of these and just let's go with bot cargo capacity. That's huge. This is going to increase the worker capacity, the load capacity by 50%. We're going from holding 2 to holding 3. Oh, we need automation 3. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh boy. All right. We're just gonna leave it. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this episode up. In the next episode, we're gonna continue on with stuffs. This is going to become a problem soon. But we need these patches. We need to increase smelting. We need those patches. I love these trains. Like, this whole system was just great. Just go to any single provider. Doesn't matter which one it is. If it's accessible. Oh, I didn't even go through that whole thing. All right, whatever. Whole process of like the steel and stuff. All right, we're gonna wrap this episode up. So 53 minutes. All right, so that's it for this episode, and thanks for watching.